New multi-viewer magic from Ensemble Designs. Stunning detail and simple setup. Easy, click-to-fill configuration from your Mac, PC, or iPad. The new Avenue Multi-Viewer from Ensemble Designs.
Hi, my name is Patrick Scully, Product Manager at Ciena, and today we're going to be talking about two features that Ciena recently introduced to its video transport solution that simplify how the network can be operated and optimized for the content producers and broadcasters. The first features really allows broadcasters to limit the impact to their service whenever there's a fault in a network, essentially providing hitless switching for a video transport solution. So effectively what that allows is basically the network could suffer a fiber cut and the video service would suffer 0-bit errors as part of the hitless switching. So providing essentially a way for broadcasters not to suffer any revenue losses if the glitch happens during commercial or during programming. So what we'll show is essentially I'll break one part of the network that's configured as a protected ring, and we'll see how the solution switches the video over from one path to the other one without impacting the video feed that's going throughout the system. So what I'll do now is basically break one path of the fiber network, essentially simulating a fiber cut, and what we see as I do that is effectively 0-bit errors, no service interruption on the video feed that was going through the network. So the second part of the demonstration will effectively show how we can leverage the solution to aggregate both file-based workflows over Ethernet as well as live SDI video. Effectively how we can share the bandwidth and how the card can automatically allocate the bandwidth between different applications. So what we've got here is essentially a 10 gigabit Ethernet signal that is sharing that 10 gig bandwidth with a 1.5 gig HD SDI signal. And effectively what I'll do is, right now as we can see on the test set, the signal that's occupied by the 10 gigabit Ethernet is roughly 8.5 gigabits, essentially the rest of the bandwidth being occupied by the video. What I'll see is that when I unplug the SDI feed, the HDSDI feed, we will see that the card will automatically allow the full 10 gigabit of traffic of the Ethernet signal to go through the system. So we see that the traffic ramped up from 8.5 gig all the way to 10 gigabit Ethernet simply by removing the video input into the card. Now, as I plug the video back in, we will see that, again, the card, without any user input, will dynamically reallocate the appropriate amount of bandwidth to the video, 1.5 gig, and the residual bandwidth, 8.5 gig, will be allocated to the 10 gigabit Ethernet to traffic. So effectively dynamically allocating the bandwidth between file-based workflow and real-time video on the same platform.